we're all here to talk about the Electronic Triple. That's on in 2 weeks' time. I mean, what day is today? Tuesday. In 2 weeks from today, we will be knee deep in press conferences.
Yeah, we'll have all the info.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo's the last thing, and then that's it.
Well, they're just going to talk about Zelda anyway, so
we will know 2 weeks from this moment. We will know what that new Zelda is. Yeah, that's exciting.
What it looks like. Well, we kind of know what it looks like. What they meant for it to look like, ish. So let's talk about some of the stuff before we get into the sort of speculation area. Let's talk about some of the stuff that we know dead on is actually going to be at E3. I guess, first of all, Legends of Zelda on the Wii U. Let's get the ball rolling. Alexa, are you excited for this?
Yes. Big Zelda fan. Replayed Twilight Princess when it came out. Replayed Majora's Mask. I don't think I'm as big of a diehard as Mike, though. Mike?
I like Zelda a lot, yeah. Yeah? Pretty pumped for this. Especially, I've watched that Aonuma and Miyamoto video where they first showed it a few times, and just the idea of it after playing A Link Between Worlds, which is pretty open world-ish. I'm pretty excited to see what they would do on Wii U, NX, whatever it happens to be on.
Yeah, so that's the one thing, I guess, the caveat in this is that we do know that they're not going to be showing the NX in any form.
Yeah.
So we're only going to see the Wii U version of it. I'm a Wii U owner. I feel like it was worth picking up for some of the games that were on there. It's a great little catalog, small but dense quality-wise, catalog of games. Are you disappointed that we won't see it on the NX? I mean, it felt like dead on for months that we were going to see that console this year.
Yeah, definitely, especially with all the talk that Microsoft's having about the Xbox One, whether it's the Stream Box or the smaller Xbox One, whatever happens to come about, or the PS 4.5. It's kind of a shame to see Nintendo not pulling out their big guns at the same time, because they're usually a year ahead on hardware, at least. Not that it's better when they release it, but they're, in terms of announcements, they're usually a year ahead. So I was kind of looking forward to that. It also I'm hoping, it begs the question whether the new Zelda will be kind of like the Twilight Princess thing, like Wii U and NX, which I hope it's not. I'd rather them just...
Well, it's going to come out on both.
Yeah, did they say that? Yeah. They said that already?
Sorry, I hope that doesn't detract from the game itself, that it has to be on two different platforms. I would have ideally liked it just to be on the NX. Obviously, we know it's not going to happen, but... I don't know. I'm kind of worried now.
Only on it. Yeah. I guess, well, it depends. It begs the question whether or not... is the NX actually really close to a, normal console, D-pad, buttons kind of thing? Or is it this sort of strange new thing? And maybe they don't show the NX version because it is wildly different. I mean, that's kind of what we're hoping for.
I'm just so I know a lot of people. I know a lot of indie developers and other developers, and I talk to them, and they're like, oh yeah, Nintendo approached me about developing for the NX. And we said, okay, what are the specs? And Nintendo said, we're not giving them to you yet.
Really?
So Nintendo isn't even giving specs to some developers.
That's
and
so strange.
Well, how do you develop for something that you don't know what it is?
Yeah, but make a game for it.
Yeah.
Make a game and then we'll figure it out later.
I mean, it's not like they've ever had a problem with third-party development on their consoles, right? Let's move on. Next one. Here's one for you, Alexa. Final Fantasy 15. That's a good game. It's coming out.
I'm so excited.
It's end of September. It's coming out.
End of September. I will not be playing it on launch day because I'll be at a wedding. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anyway, family member?
No. Andrew Renee.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
At her wedding.
Excellent. How dare they do that? They work in the games industry. They should know better.
I love them. I do. I'll do it for her and John. 10 years. This is the reason that game is the reason I'm sitting here, because I watched the launch trailer for Versus 13 in 2006 on a old ass Mac Apple computer in my high school. I passed someone in the hallway and they were like, oh, a new Final Fantasy got announced. And I was like, what? So I ran to the computer lab and I watched it and I was like, I want to write about this stuff. And now here I am, and it's coming out 10 years later, and I'm a grown woman who pays bills and can now spend lots of money on collector's editions of these games.
Nice work. What do you hope we see? Because we've already seen, I feel like a decent amount. We've played it, in fact.
Yeah. Combat, I think we have a handle on. I think we have a handle on sort of, it's a war between countries. I want to see more of the cooking and magic. We've seen some magic spells, but not how you level up magic and stuff.
Right.
I want to know more about the characters. They announced all of these characters. Here's her character and here's her name, and we're not going to talk about her. And I kind of want to know more about these characters, because that's what defines that series. So that's what defines Final Fantasy is people find a character and they're like, oh, this is the person I identify with, or they're very special, or they have some sort of hero's journey thing going on. And I feel like we don't know enough about anyone outside of the four main dudes.
Yeah.
And I would love to. I want to know more about Luna and Gentiana, who was shown once, never shown again, and that really sexy, badass Dragoon lady.
You want the nitty gritty.
I want the nitty gritty. Give me everything right now.
A game I'm really looking forward to, which is being developed actually relatively close up in Tiburon by 2K, is Mafia 3. This is the sort of very sort of interesting take on the Mafia, and I love what they're doing with this. Like, I really like the Mafia series. It's always been the sort of interesting. I mean, the first one I think is an absolute like PC classic. I adored it. Interesting take on a sort of open world game in a way that sort of, I guess, games like LA Noire kind of later managed to dip their toe in. But this one's set in New Bordeaux, African American protagonist dealing with sort of very interesting sort of racial issues around. I mean, the whole idea of like taking this away from the Mafia and calling it a Mafia game in and of itself shows you how bold they're being with this. Either of you guys excited for Mafia 3?
Yeah, I played it for 3 hours a couple months ago.
Oh, wonderful.
There's a preview on GameSpot.com.
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited for it. Like, open world games are a little daunting to me, but I really like the way that world is fleshed out and the way it feels really lived in, and that's what's got me very interested for this one.
What about yourself, Mike?
Yeah, I really like period piece games. You mentioned LA Noire, but for a while it's just been Assassin's Creed essentially. I mean, you have like one other, like the Saboteur, which goes overlooked a lot, which I like. But
Irishman in Paris.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to Mafia 3's New Orleans setting, because that's pretty unexplored in games. I mean, there are games set there, but I'm really looking forward to how they actually flesh out historically the setting, because that's always appealing to me, like actually kind of living in that environment.
Yeah. Always interesting. We're running out of cities in North America to go into as well.
Yeah.
So
let's go to Syracuse or something.
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
All 8 square miles of it.
Speaking of places outside of North America, Mass Effect Andromeda coming out 2017. We've seen hardly any of this game. We saw like a weird developer diary where they showed off, like they tease as little as you could possibly tease, I feel, with this game. Are we just going to see gameplay at E3? Is it time?
I mean, they have to. If that thing is coming out in spring of next year, like, this is the time to show it. It's either here or Gamescom. And I feel like they would be, based on what EA has now and what we know they have and what they're showing, like, they would be foolish to not roll that out at E3.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, I love Gamescom, but you don't announce something this big or show off something this big necessarily at Gamescom. This is basically they're sort of ace in the hole. I mean, EA are working on a lot of very interesting action games. But yeah, it's sort of about time they showed this one off, right, Mike?
Yeah, it's kind of also worrying when a lot of key talent left the project 3 months ago or so. So that kind of had me worried. Delays, I don't look at as necessarily bad.
Right.
But yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes. They did the teaser trailer just showed. Wasn't it like the main character looking at a galactic map?
Oh, the Ghost Riders trailer.
Really?
Yeah, the Johnny Cash song "Ghost Riders in the Sky" was playing, and it was like.
I've since seen, like, via someone's LinkedIn or something, there was some footage of like the technical aspects of the game, which showed some interesting sort of player movement. So probably about time. Let's rattle through some of these a little bit quicker. Titanfall 2 coming out Q4 of this year. Titanfall. We're all happy about more Titanfall, right?
Give it.
Do we want a campaign in this one? It's a bit more fleshed out. We happy with campaign multiplayer? Yeah.
I don't like playing with other people, so give me a campaign.
Fair enough. Also, Vince Ampella, pretty good at making single player games. Himself and Jason West, obviously, with the Call of Duty franchise. Okay, we're all in agreement. Next up, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, also coming out relatively quick at the end of August 23rd. I'm a massive Deus Ex fan. The first two games, especially the first game, absolute classic. Didn't really get into the new one, but I know there's a lot of fans out there. Either of you guys?
Yeah. I liked Human Revolution a lot. Definitely had flaws in how you can actually choose your path through it and how you get screwed over in the end, but yeah, I'm pretty pumped for Mankind Divided. Yeah,
like all these games I've mentioned today, this one also confirmed to show at E3. What do they need to do with this? Because it's been a little while. It's been like 4 years maybe since. I'm trying to think when Human Revolution came out.
5.
Yeah, it came out in 2011.
Google August 2011. Yeah, so it'll almost be 5 years to the day almost since that game. God, I didn't realize it was that far away. What did they even have to do with this? Did they just need to do the same again, or like I don't think they need to go towards any sort of like making the levels particularly bigger or anything.
No,
like
they just have to iterate. I mean, they thought what they did really well. So long as their iteration is like smart and fun. Like, I haven't played it yet. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to play it at all.
No, but I'm really hoping that's actually a similar case with Dishonored 2, because Dishonored 1 and Human Revolution both, to me, had the same problem of they kind of purport to let you go through the game however you want, whether it's stealth or combat, but both of those games kind of lead you toward combat as you keep playing, and I'm hoping both those games not to jump into Bethesda quickly, but I hope both those games correct that so you can actually go through the game how you want, because I like stealth and I don't want to feel like I have to be upping my armor and my damage and my explosives the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, that was a massive problem with Dishonored. It was sort of tried to be Thief and then ended up being, more of an action game. And the same problem with Deus Ex. The first one was, especially the boss fights. I mean, you can't stealth the boss fights, and that sort of ran into a problem there. But since you mentioned it, Dishonored 2, also coming out this year, November 11th, 2016. Yay. Excited about one, Alexa?
Yes, that game looks beautiful. Also, I think the narrative designer is Kara Ellison.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and she's an awesome
ex-games journalist.
And she's an awesome writer. So I'm actually really excited to see where that goes because of her involvement.
Yeah, should be good stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious about the interplay between Emily and Corvo and how playing through the game differently as them will actually affect it. Because Dishonored 1, you can go, like we said, pretty different paths, for better or worse. But this one, I'm like 4 paths if you play both of them differently each time. I mean, both their abilities are pretty distinct, but I'm looking forward to trying that out for sure. Yeah,
last 2 big guns I have on this are Call of Duty Infinite Warfare coming out November 4th, 2016. I'm guessing we're going to see gameplay of this, Alexa?
Probably.
Excited about that one at all, Mike? Oh yeah, sorry, you were in concussion land and all this stuff.
No, I did learn about it. The game director on that is the game director who did Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's cool. I follow people. I'm interested in it for that. But
so somebody who's good at rebooting franchises which have become tired over time.
Yeah.
Interesting. You excited about this, Mike?
I'm curious and hopeful for that.
Yeah.
And I'm flat out excited for Battlefield 1.
That's the other one that's coming out October 21st. So it's going to be a good 2 weeks before Infinite Warfare drops. Alexa, what did you think when you first saw this? Because we did all the reaction pieces and the whole place was talking about it for a week. So you didn't get to enjoy any of that. What did you think when you saw Battlefield going for the first time to the trenches of World War One?
Well, my little brother, who's 10 years younger than me, abandoned the Battlefield series when it started getting a little too futuristic, and he loves period pieces, and he's like, and he said to me like a year ago, and he was like, I'll play that game if it goes back to World War One. So like the first thing that happened when I saw that was like, all right, Jake, you get your game now. I think it's really cool. I think that's a really awesome. I think the naming convention is very bold.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool.
Mike is a scholar of World War One. We learned. No one in the office knew this. Apparently, he studied it in university.
Yeah, I went to school. Much to everyone's surprise.
I went to school as well, but I learned about making websites, not bloody
World War One scholar.
I studied journalism. This was like a passion, a minor. I don't romanticize the war because it's a terrible war. It's like when humankind realized we should chill the fuck. Stop doing this shit.
We need to stop doing this. Yeah.
I'm really excited for the multiplayer. Rob and I have like plans. I'm going to be his gunner. He's going to be flying the biplane, and because I got to see the gameplay they showed us at the event.
Oh yeah.
So they're showing like the plane diving like 180 degrees to the ground, and then 90 degrees. I didn't study math. And then the gunner just firing up 90. Into the air. 90, yeah. 90. He's flying 180 degrees to the ground.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for the story too, because they mentioned the Harlem Hellfighters, which that'd be such a badass thing to show. And they said there'd be different people from different parts of the war,
like
and also
the Bedouin horsewoman as well. Yeah.
And also like I'm sure that like the Christmas truce and maybe the Marne will be shown.
I don't know what any of those things are.
Oh yeah. Do you think there's gonna be like a football mini game?
No. So Alex Newhouse messaged me because he's like him being into history and stuff. He's like, dude, what if they like shut down the servers on Christmas so you can't fight it?
Oh my god.
That'd be awesome.
That would be so clever, and also everyone would hate them.
Oh yeah. Like the one day everybody's home and can play games,
or they just mod the server so that everyone's playing football instead.
That'd be awesome.
Like it boots up FIFA. They could do that. It's EA.
That'd be
Please
so sick.
do that. It's EA. They can do.
Like they skin 2 FIFA teams in like Huns and whatever.
Pointed helmets, and then like put your water cooled 30 cal down.
That's such a good idea.
There you go. That's a freebie, EA. And that's all the games that are confirmed for the big games that are confirmed for E3. Legend of Zelda, Mafia 3, Mass Effect, Titanfall 2, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Dishonored 2, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Battlefield Uno, and Final Fantasy 15. So let us know in the comments which one you're most excited about.